Hey guys, what's up? I'm getting a lot of stuff, so I decided to break up my May haul into two videos. So this is the first half of the month, and then I'll do the rest of the month at a later date. I also have a some Dollar Tree stuff from Physical Media Man. He was nice enough to send it out to me. So yeah, let's just start with Physical Media Man stuff. First, he got me The Good Catholic with Danny Glover and John C. McGinley in it. Also, Zachary Spicer and Ren Schmidt. Um, so this is from the executive producer. Oh, from executive producer David Anspaugh and award-winning director of Hoosiers and Rudy. Um, anyway, I wanted this movie because it's filmed here in Bloomington, Indiana. Um, there's not a whole lot of movies I can think of that were. Obviously, Hoosiers has the Indiana link, and so does Rudy. But as far as in Bloomington, The Good Catholic, Breaking Away, I think. I'm not really sure what else, if anything. There probably is something. I might be forgetting something, but so anyway, I just thought that was neat, and I wanted to have a copy because of that. I remember hearing about it when they were shooting this a couple years ago. Um, and this one he picked up for me $5 a day with Christopher Walken, Sharon Stone, and Amanda Peet, and a Sweet and Low coupon. Looks like they're driving a Sweet and Low car. That's pretty cool. Um, anyway, there's some praise here on the back from Real Films and Screen Daily. Um, but Christopher Walken's always fun, so I wanted to get that one for a buck. Uh, the Infiltrator, um, Bryan Cranston, Diane Kruger, John Leguizamo, Benjamin Bratt, and Amy Ryan. Um, I didn't see this one. I remember it being in theaters, and I wanted to see it, but I just didn't get it out there, so I wanted to pick that one up. And I should have mentioned it a while ago. Sorry, if you heard that buzzing, that was my phone. I'm going to turn that off real quick so we don't keep hearing that. I should have mentioned it a while ago, but myself and Physical Media Man are both from Indiana. I got my Oladipolis Indiana shirt on here. Uh, Victor Oladipo is a player from the Indiana Pacers. Also played at IU, Indiana Hoosiers. Um, and he was kind enough to send me a disc that he had burned, I guess, years ago, is my understanding. And it had like some Pacers highlights and stuff on it. So that was really cool. I don't have it to show you because I was just actually listening to it before I started recording. But it has like the time that the broadcast where Reggie Miller hit 8 points in the final 32 seconds or something, but it was actually more like 8 points in I think 8 point something seconds. Like actually, like if you don't take it all the way to the end of the game, it was like two threes back to back, and then the other end there was a foul and a rebound, and he got fouled again. Really crazy. Big comeback from like six down in the final minute there. And very quick, like I said. It was like 8 seconds of game time or 10 seconds, something like that. Um, so, big thanks to Physical Media Man for that. And he also picked me up Roll Tide and War Eagle, 30 for 30s. Oh, okay, no, sorry, that's the same one. I was confused for a second. Roll Tide / War Eagle. Um, so anyway, that's cool. Glad to have that. Been pretty into the 30 for 30s here lately. Got the first season and then like some that came out like not as part of a season, I guess is my understanding. I'm a little bit unclear on that, but then there's another one he picked up for me, The Best That Never Was, which is about Marcus Dupree, and Run Ricky Run about Ricky Williams. And so I was super glad to get all this. I felt bad I only got him one thing, and I think he ended up having a chance to get it or actually got it himself. So I don't know. I just feel kind of bad. I didn't really repay him very well there. But I mean, obviously I paid him the dollar and stuff, but I just wish I was able to get him more. But anyway, again, I'm super appreciative of this. Glad to have those. Okay, well, now we better get into my media haul. Some of this I picked up when I went to the flea market booth to get the mystery box. I might have said in that video, I can't remember, that I didn't walk around, and I didn't walk around the whole building. I mean, it's a huge building, and I wasn't going to do that right now. But I did look at the booths along the way that had DVDs and stuff, and I actually grabbed quite a bit just on my way to the box. So I'm just going to show that stuff. Some of this, I'm not quite sure if it's keep or get rid of stuff, but I'm just going to show it, and then later on some of my haul stuff, I definitely have stuff I'm getting rid of. So let's just jump right in. First thing I got here is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo box, brand new, Blu-ray. This is a super nice looking set here, 3-disc combo pack. Daniel Craig, Rooney Mara, David Fincher film. I love the David Fincher original stuff, but I do wish he'd have came back for more of these. I would have been really into that. Second thing I picked up, and these were like, I think all these Blu-rays are like $2 each, except for when we get to some series. Second thing I picked up, Midnight in Paris, factory sealed. I'm not doing very good at that, am I? Woody Allen film. It's got Rachel McAdams and Owen Wilson in it. I love this movie. I'm not too big on rom-coms usually, but I really, really like this one. If I remember, I remember really loving it, but I don't really remember it too awful well, but I feel like there's almost like a supernatural aspect to this or something where like Owen Wilson, I mean, not via like a time machine or anything, but like kind of travels back in time or something and meets Ernest Hemingway or something like that. I hope I'm not mixing that up with something else. But anyway, I definitely remember really liking this when I saw it. Phantom of the Opera Blu-ray. I've never seen this. Don't really know if people like this or don't like this, but this was actually only $1, so grab that one. Here's the Adventures of Tintin with a slip. It is kind of about to break here, but I keep pushing it down and it stayed stuck so far, but might have to re-glue it or something. But again, it's factory sealed. I don't know much about Tintin, so Split sealed with slip. Big fan of Split. Not so much of a big fan of Glass, but Split and Unbreakable, fantastic films. Young Guns factory sealed, $2. And I picked this up because, as I said in some past videos, I'm trying to get the whole Fast and the Furious collection. I think I need 1, 2, 4, and 8 now. And Hobbs and Shaw, if you count that. This is one I picked up because this is the kind of stuff that my wife and I can agree on when we watch stuff. Not my first choice, but actually when I got to watching it with her, it's okay. I mean, I'm a horror guy, so it's got a little bit of horror going on in here. Kind of occupies the same space as something like Riverdale and 13 Reasons Why, although that's not really horror at all, but it's just that kind of mystery teen drama thing going on. But Pretty Little Liars, like I said, it's okay. I mean, really, actually, I do kind of like it, to be honest. Like, I enjoy watching it with her, and I just wanted to get these at some point. I got season 1 and season 3. Again, Pretty Little Liars, I kind of like it, especially the first 2 or 3 seasons, but after that it did get really silly. And then I picked these up for 50 cents a piece. Jungle Book on DVD, and Robin Hood, my all-time favorite Disney animated movie, probably. Just such a fan of Robin Hood. Okay, let's see. Going on from there, I got Mad Men season 1. I want to say this might have been $2 or $2.50 or something like that. It wasn't much, I know that. I picked up The Martian. I might actually sell that. I don't know. Last time I watched it, I was kind of like, eh. I mean, I did like it in theaters, but I think maybe it's just one that I just don't need to see more than once or something. Speed Racer. As I mentioned in a previous video, I really dig this movie. Not quite sure why people hate it so much, but I like it, so now I have it. And hopefully I'll show that to the kids at some point. Here's one I got in a loose Blu-ray and was pretty excited about, from Bull Moose. But I decided to pick it up for $2 with the case. Excited to have that. The Foreigner with Jackie Chan. House of Flying Daggers. It says not for sale on the back, but I don't know, it was priced. And Bridesmaids. I've never seen this, but very talented ladies in this. I definitely want to check this out before long. Hopefully. Here's one that... Sorry guys, my nose is itching. Here's one that I liked so much, I picked up two. Amelie. A Sugar Rush of a movie. And I guess I picked it up because I liked the box, but then I saw this and I thought, well, that looks, it's a nice, vibrant cover, and I don't know. I kind of like to pick up movies that I feel like not many people have seen, and that way, like, if it comes up and somebody hasn't seen it, I can just ship it to them and be like, hey, look at this movie, watch this movie. So that might be what I had in mind, but also I feel like it's not the most common movie to get, so I figured if I sold it, I would, I'd be able to sell it maybe if I wanted to. They look about the same, the discs, but they are a little different. It's kind of odd. See, just a little different tone, but, well, you probably can't see it very well, but it's just this one's a little more orange red, and this one's a little more like brownish. Not sure why that is, but anyway, I picked this movie up. I love this movie. I actually came across it when I was I had just watched Life Aquatic with well, directed by Wes Anderson, and at the time I had watched that one and another Wes Anderson movie, and I was just like, man, I want to love this guy's movies, and so far I just haven't. And so I was like Googling, like, is there any movies that's kind of like Wes Anderson but directed by somebody else? So what it is, I like. I love the straight on shots and the way it feels like a storybook, and I guess the whimsy, but sometimes the jokes just don't land for me sometimes with Wes Anderson. But so anyway, I was looking like to see if there's any kind of Wes Anderson-esque films out there, and this is one that came up a couple times, and Submarine is one that came up. Um, I would say Submarine overtly seems like a Wes Anderson film. Like there's a lot of the look of it looks like a Wes Anderson film, but the story not so much. I would say this one has a little bit of the aesthetic, the visuals of a Wes Anderson film, but more so the story feels Wes Anderson like to me. I don't know. I mean, but anyway, that's how I got turned on to Amelie at first, and I do really love that film. So glad to have that one in my collection. Picked this up. I don't even really know what it is. I don't remember what the Chris Rock show was, but I don't know. Is it just like a late night show or something, or I mean, I'm really not sure. But anyway, volume 1 and 2, best of. So it's not the complete, I guess. It's just 2 hours. And this was $1, factory sealed, looks in great shape. So, The Wire, second season. I was thinking it was first. Don't have the first season. This is kind of a cool case, I think. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's just, well, I don't know. Is it taped or? No, I guess that's how it's supposed to be. Well, anyway, it's like this. And then it flips like this. I'm going to tear it up trying to show it. But anyway, kind of a cool case. This says a new case begins, so I suppose I could watch this without watching the first. But I've heard this is a great show. I'd like to check out the first season first, but so I'll keep my eye open. Maybe get that cheap, $2.50, I think. This kind of goes along with the 30 for 30s, I guess, with sports out of commission right now. I picked up some Colts stuff. Super Bowl champions. What was that? Super Bowl 41. Colts complete history. And winning, the only denominator. So, I don't know. I might watch those, or I might try to flip them. I don't know. I've heard that sports stuff is selling pretty good right now, so it might be something I just go ahead and try to flip. I picked this up because at one point I heard that Kingpin was out of print, so I thought I'd pick that up. Let's see, this is the widescreen, so I don't know, haven't checked. Yeah, it looks good. Whoa. Anyway, they have their own discs. This guy had to have it putting his disc in backwards so people could check it without having to flip it over, I guess. Have their own discs. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels and Kingpin. I just got a Dirty Rotten Scoundrels Blu-ray, so I don't know. Maybe I'll let go of that and just keep this to have Kingpin on DVD. Let me know if you know for sure. Is Kingpin still out of print? Because I heard that, so I picked this up. But then when I looked this up, it didn't seem like it was going for a lot or anything. So maybe people just want the Kingpin case. I don't know. But anywho, Okay, so last stack of stuff that I picked up on my way to get the box. And Rounders. Um, Rick Down the Movie is one of his favorite films, I guess. He actually just posted all his different versions of Rounders that he has. I think he had like 8, maybe, maybe more than that. But he had 2 that I said, oh, I like those 2 the best, and it was the ones that have cards. And so I was glad, like I saw the spine, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to get that because I've never seen it, and Rick says it's good. And I pulled it out, and I was like, is this gonna be the card one? And I was like, yes, I wanted the card one. So Rounders, very cool, very happy to have that. Disc looks pretty good. Could use a little bit of a dusting. There's a couple little specks on it, but I think it's just lint or something. Very cool. Glad to have that. Intend to check that out soon. Midnight Sun. This is a horror movie. It's kind of one of those movies where I guess where it kind of tries to show how a person, if they became a vampire, would go downhill, you know. So it's a little bit that kind of thing. Not super scary or anything. It was actually, if I remember right, I reviewed this for Horror Palace Podcast Network, and which I don't think exists anymore, but I think it was a student film actually, and so I didn't even realize. I thought it was just digital available. So when I saw this, I had to pick that up for $1. I'm gonna go to this one because I should have put this with Rounders, I guess, being that it's a card movie. This is a movie, I believe, based on a real poker player, Stu Unger. I definitely heard that name a lot because I got into Texas Hold'em quite a bit a few years back. I don't know, around the time like Phil Ivey, Phil Hellmuth, Doyle, can't remember his name, Doyle Brunson, is it? But anyway, I, I definitely think I heard Stu Unger's name around that time. I just can't remember for sure. I don't know. I'm trying to cruise the back here to see if I can get a year that he was active, um, but anyway, Michael Imperioli stars in this, and it's about cards. And like I said, I like watching Hold'em poker, so thought I'd pick that up and give it a watch. Might be something I don't need to see more than once, but definitely want to watch it once. Another card movie that I like quite a bit is The Cincinnati Kid with Steve McQueen, and that one's directed, I think, by the director who directed that Dinner with Friends that I got out of that mystery box. Next thing I picked up was Brick by Rian Johnson. I gotta tell you, I want to love Rian Johnson's films just because of how much I loved The Last Jedi and Knives Out. But for whatever reason, Brick, there's all this like lingo, like like this is like a high school noir mystery thing, and it's kind of bizarre how the kids act. Like, I don't know, maybe kids act like this. I mean, because there's lots of drug dealing going on, and I don't know. I suppose it's possible, but um, I don't know. There's lots of lingo that I like. I'm like, what did you just say? And like it's kind of just like I had a real hard time understanding some of the dialogue, and like even when I went back, I still couldn't understand it. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's kind of a different thing though because it is like a detective story with a high school like thing. But I don't know. Not my favorite. I did like it. I wanted to like it more, I guess. Uh, the Spencer Tracy Legacy, Katharine Hepburn. I picked this up because I'm not exactly sure what it is. Says Humphrey Bogart considers Spencer Tracy to be Hollywood's best actor. He makes you believe he is what he's playing, Bogey once said. Katharine Hepburn, Tracy's beloved companion of 25 years, compared him to a baked potato. It's pure, it's of the earth, and it's dependable. That was Spencer. Hepburn hosts this glorious salute, a double Emmy winner for writing and directing, featuring clips from Captain's Courageous, Bad Day at Black Rock, Adam's Rib, and other Tracy hits, alongside reminiscences from Frank Sinatra, Sidney Poitier, Elizabeth Taylor, and more great stars. The Spencer Tracy legacy follows Tracy's stellar career from brash young man blazing with talent to old lion showing new stars how it's done. Share the genius and drama of Tracy's on and off screen life. Stars don't shine any brighter. So I wanted to pick that up just because I really like movie documentaries and stuff. So I thought that'd be a cool one to have. I think it was $1.50 or something. Here's one I picked up because I think this played at the Ryder when I was working there showing films or something like that. And I didn't get to see it there, but I did find it at my library and decided to watch it. And it's Run Lola Run. And it's I wanted to say it had like a Groundhog Day like thing to it where she had to keep reliving the same day, but it doesn't really say that on the back that I see. A thrilling post-MTV roller coaster ride, Run Lola Run is the internationally acclaimed sensation about two star-crossed lovers who have only minutes to change the course of their lives. Time is running out for Lola. She just received a frantic phone call from her boyfriend, Manny, who's lost a small fortune belonging to his mobster boss. If Lola doesn't replace the money in 20 minutes, Manny will surely suffer severe consequences. I'm pretty sure it does relive that same scenario over again. I hope I'm not telling you guys wrong. But anyway, I saw this on, I think when I looked it up, I saw that it was like it was on some best of international films lists or something. I think I was a little let down by that expectation, but I did like it. I did like Run Lola Run, so I picked that up. Here's the original Fright Night I picked up. I don't think I've actually seen this. Like, I think I've started it and just didn't get around to finishing it. So I definitely want to check that one out. This is one I've heard about, and I thought I heard it was really good, but the more I look at it, I'm like, this sounds weird. I don't. So please, if you know what this is, hit me up in the comments. Like, what the bleep? Down the Rabbit Hole. And it's this cool looking box, and it opens up like this. I don't really know what we're dealing with here, but it says Quantum Edition. It says Cutting Edge Quantum Viewing Mode includes hours of all new randomized clips throughout the movie for a different experience every time you watch. Theatrical version and extended director's cut. 6 hours of additional interviews. Academy Award winner Marlee Matlin is Amanda, a photographer suddenly transported into a metaphysical world of quantum mechanics, odd science, and mind-bending phenomena. Guided by the world's top physicists, engineers, biologists, and mystics, she tumbles down the rabbit hole and gets a first-hand look at the fascinating links between science and spirituality in our everyday lives. I don't know. Like, I can't really conceive in my mind of what this is going to be like. So, let me know if you know. Here's one I picked up just because, I don't know. I like to have the classics to, like I said on the homily, I guess. You know, if anybody wants Casablanca on DVD, then, you know, I've got a copy. I do have it on my Blu-ray set, Warner Brothers Blu-ray set. And the box is a little mangled, but I don't know. I just like to have copies of classics and stuff in case anybody's looking for them or something. All right, Beyond the Sea. Kevin Spacey plays Bobby Darin, and he sings in this. And in the era of cool, Bobby Darin was the soundtrack. I love this movie. I like the soundtrack for this better than I love Bobby Darin's music. I actually find that to be the case a lot of the times. I guess because then I associate it with the movie maybe, and like, I don't know, but I really like Beyond the Sea a lot. Also has Kate Bosworth. Fantastic movie in my opinion, and it's factory sealed too for $1. I picked up The Social Network. This card here is a little bit trashed, really messed up looking. Half tempted just to lose it and go down to this, but you know, it's got the Jesse Eisenberg. It's really wild that I've never seen this since I'm such an Eisenberg fan. I really do need to watch this before long. And I picked up Fantastic Mr. Fox, Wes Anderson. And I guess while I'm on the Wes Anderson, I probably should go ahead and say that, like, while I said that I was looking for somebody who made Wes Anderson films that weren't by Wes Anderson, or that style without Wes Anderson directing, I do like Fantastic Mr. Fox. I do like Royal Tenenbaums. I actually like most of his stuff, but I just don't love it the way I wish I did. But finally, Grand Budapest Hotel. I think it's an absolute masterpiece. I love every second of that movie. So I did finally find one I liked. Or I loved, I should say. I picked up a copy of Sabrina. It is a library copy, but Audrey Hepburn. I just, again, like to have the classics around if I want to send it to somebody that's never seen it or something. Here's Shock Treatment. I picked this up because somebody mentioned that it's a sequel to Rocky Horror. Yeah, yeah, and so I guess it is. It says it right there on the back, so I picked that up. I actually haven't seen Rocky Horror Picture Show. I should. I need to. I want to. I just hasn't happened yet. Okay, so that's what I picked up at the flea market on my way to the box. Now we're going to get into stuff I picked up in lots from Mercari, basically. Maybe some eBay stuff in here. I'm not totally sure. But I've also been picking up steel books when I see them for like $10 or so. So I got The Hunger Games and The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 steel books. $10 for each one there. Still looking. I'm hoping to get the steel books for Mockingjay Part 2 and Catching Fire. For some reason, it seems like both of those usually go for more than both of these. So, not really sure what that's about, but I don't know. Might be a little hard to get those, but here's one I picked up for $11. E.T. And there was a couple of these available. There was the one with ET on the front. I kind of thought this one was a little more classic. Also has ET on the back, just with the the poster art and stuff, and the moon and the bike. Here's the inside. I guess I can pull those off and show you. I don't know exactly. Yeah, it just shows the scene. It does have this little thing to protect the back of this disc when you put it in. So that's pretty neat. You guys, this was shipped in an envelope with stamps. Not sure how that works. Pretty sure that shouldn't have came through. Didn't say anything about non-machinable or anything like that on it. There's a little bit of some dings up in there. I don't know if you can see that. Wonder if that's because of that or not. But anyway, I just thought it was pretty wild that it came mailed with stamps. Here's another one I picked up for about $10, I think, on Mercari. Do you know the movie from that? Huh? It is To Kill a Mockingbird, Gregory Peck. This is a pretty cool case. I like this. And I've never seen this movie. I need to see this movie. And, now I probably will, hopefully, before long. Okay. So now we're getting into some lots. Again, all these were basically $2 a piece. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. I'm a fan of that one. I like it a lot better than the second. Picked up Hunger Games, Catching Fire. To go with my Hunger Games collection. I still need Mockingjay Part 2 is the last one I need. Got this factory sealed Pocahontas 2. My great grandmother, remember, from a previous video. That's what I hear anyway. I've actually never seen this either, so need to watch my Pocahontas stuff, I guess. I got a Parenthood Season 1 DVD. I'll probably be getting rid of that. So if anybody's interested, let me know. And here's stuff. This is another thing I'm getting rid of. Factory sealed Speed Racer collection. I bought this for like $16-20, and now I happen to get it in a lot. So if anybody wants a factory sealed Speed Racer, hit me up. We'll talk about a price. Monument Men. Got that. Again, this is all selling stuff. Monument Men. Turtles. This has a messed up case, but I can always replace that if anybody's interested in it. Superbad, getting rid of. Boondock Saints 2, All Saints Day. Getting rid of. UFC Best of 2009. Getting rid of. The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. That's factory sealed. Probably getting rid of that too. Lucy, I think this might actually be the one I pulled from. Yeah, this is the one I pulled from my stuff. Because last week I got a Lucy with a different artwork, and so I swapped it with mine. So. This is stuff that I just replaced with other versions. X2, X-Men United I'll be selling because I got that X-Men trilogy. Hunger Games I'll be selling because of the Steelbook, and Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 I'll be selling because of the Steelbook. And I went a little bit out of order. In theory, all this should be sell stuff, but I left the stuff I'm keeping on top of this stack. So I need to go through that. I will be keeping Philomena. This is a really funny comedy. It says Judi Dench stars in the story of Philomena Lee, mother to a boy conceived out of wedlock and given up for adoption. Nearly 50 years later, Philomena meets Martin Sixsmith, a former BBC reporter looking for his next big story. Together they embark on a journey to locate her long-lost son. As the pieces of the puzzle come together, the unlikely travel companions form a comic and heartwarming friendship. Based on the 2009 investigative book by Martin Sixsmith, The Lost Child of Philomena Lee, the film adaptation has been hailed as a triumph for Judi Dench. Brilliant performance of grace, nuance, and cinematic heroism. I really like this movie. It does unravel quite a bit like a documentary, so it's really pretty cool from a narrative film to make you feel that way. So I'll be keeping that one. I'll be keeping Hateful Eight. Did not have that yet, even though I love it. I'll be keeping Manchester by the Sea. I love this one too. Casey Affleck, Michelle Williams, Kyle Chandler, and Lucas Hedges. I think I got something bouncing around in here. It's the Blu-ray. That's no good. Hopefully it's okay. It looked okay at a glance. And I'm a little bit torn on this one. I got Arrival, and I don't have this in my collection yet. I might keep it, but I might sell it. I just don't think this is a movie I'd enjoy over and over again. Maybe I'm wrong, though. I don't know. And so the rest of these are to sell from this stack here. Vicky Cristina Barcelona. I'm going to bounce around. Looks okay. That case seems a little tore up. Sylvester Stallone, Cobra. I've never seen this. Let me know if this is any good. I don't know. Divergent, and I got this last week and decided to keep it, so this one will be getting sold. Michael Douglas and Diane Keaton, And So It Goes. That one I'm selling. Ender's Game I am selling. And Mr. Turner I am probably selling. I did hear this is good, but I don't know. For some reason it just does not seem like something I would enjoy, which is weird because I don't know. I mean, there are some painting movies about painters I do enjoy. So I don't know. Maybe I should give it a shot. Alright, so that's my half of May pickups. A lot of stuff. Quite a bit I'm keeping, a little bit I'm selling so far. I think the next one will have a little bit more on the selling end. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you like the video, thumbs up, share, make sure you're subscribed, and I appreciate it. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks. See ya.